To me, feminism means the equal treatment of all people regardless of, their gender or their sexuality or their race or religion or any sort of background.
Feminism is equality for all people.
So you are a male feminist from your sign that we see. I need feminism because men can be feminists too. Who knew? And what do you feel like it means to be a male feminist?
Well, I think it's, to strive for gender equality. Because I think of, when you're trying to break down the barriers between the genders and you're trying to create equality, men have especially built up this really big wall. And, we need to be part of the process to, help kind of create this equality to break down these barriers.
The Who Needs Feminism movement began at Duke University and has spiraled into an international campaign challenging the misconception of what feminism is.
Feminism isn't something that is that has a very good rap. So I think it's an important campaign because it can help dispel some of the myths surrounding feminism, like the angry lesbian, hairy armpit, myths that kind of permeate our institution and our culture and our society. And so it's important to know that feminism is something that's actually for everybody and that isn't just about anger and resentment against men. It's about improving our world and finding equality for everybody.
Because a lot of people, especially heterosexual men, have this connotation of this really negative connotation of feminism. And I think once they realize, it allows you to deconstruct masculinity, to, redefine what it means to be a man. You don't really have to fit in this, box of, oh, don't be gay, don't, you have to be strong, you have to be good at sports, that type of thing. I think it allows us to, choose our own gender identity and what it means to be a man to the, per our own choosing. So I think that's why we all need feminism. And I think when guys realize that, a lot of heterosexual men especially, they'll embrace it.
So, how did it come to UFC?
Nanako, our coordinator at the University of Calgary Women's Resource Center, had the idea to bring Who Needs Feminism here, and a bunch of us jumped on board right away because I know I was at least familiar with it before it came here, and I'd sort of been watching it go around the world and seeing all the cool things that people were writing and following their Facebook page and whatnot. So that was how it got started here. Nanako brought it in, and we all just kind of ran with it.
Successfully completing 3 separate photo shoots, catching passersby with a provocative backdrop.
It's been really encouraging to set it up over here in the science theaters because up until this point, this is our second day in the science theaters, but up until then we'd only had to set up at sort of WRC events and whatnot, like the vagina monologues and the WRC annual awards and things like that. So it's been really great to see a response sort of from outside of the usual community that we get.
They've been, the same thing. They talked about about their women in their life and how they're important to them and why they need feminism for the women in their life. So I think it's a good place to start. So it was really encouraging to see them, though. Really encouraging.
So now, with the Who Needs Feminism presence on campus, the next step is implementing a new way of thinking.
We need to be careful about our language, I think, is a big thing. So I'd like to see a bit more of that. Just because you always hear people saying about, oh, don't be gay, instead of saying, oh, that's so stupid, but that's so gay. And you hear things like that, and it's very discouraging. So I'd like to see a bit of a change in the language that we use.
So, to paraphrase Margaret Atwood, I need feminism because society tells us that even at her very best, a woman is still viewed lesser than a man. For NUTV, I'm Zehra Tajouri.